entertainment, sports, politics, lifestyle. Gen Z News 360.
Welcome to Gen Z News 360, your global news channel. My name is Stephen Omolo. The headlines. Ruto borrowed 258.4 billion shillings in 3 months. Chaos retention more public participation on Gachagua ouster bid. Morera Kabeso addresses terrifying attack at bombers of Kenya. Kenya records 2 more Mpox cases. Ghana in urgent need of a liberator, says Nana Kwame Bediako. It didn't have to happen. Wife of man killed at Trump rally struggles with loss. Now, the details. In a report tabled before the National Assembly, it has emerged that the government, under President William Ruto's administration, secured a staggering 258.4 billion Kenyan shillings in loans over the past 3 months. The loans were taken from various multilateral and bilateral lenders between May and August 2024 to fund several critical projects. According to the Treasury's report, tabled on October 1st, the loans were intended to support health, energy, and the growth of micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs. Among these, a 20.6 billion Kenyan shillings loan was secured from the International Development Association, IDA, in early May, aimed at improving primary healthcare services across the country. In June, a larger 39.7 billion Kenyan shillings loan was signed to enhance transparency and competitiveness in Kenya's financial and labor markets. Additionally, another loan of 5.8 billion Kenyan shillings will help boost the country's renewable energy capabilities. The largest portion, the 109.8 billion Kenyan shillings, came from the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, focusing on fiscal sustainability and economic growth. As Kenya faces increasing public debt concerns, President Ruto warned that borrowing would remain necessary to fund government operations after protests erupted earlier this year over proposed tax increases. With growing pressure on the government to balance economic reforms and social needs, the latest financial maneuvers are being closely scrutinized.
In Ghana, political winds are shifting as Nana Kwame Bediako, the leader of the New Force movement, makes a bold promise to transform the nation's economy and provide millions of jobs for citizens. In an exclusive interview, Bediako, who is famously known as Freedom, laid out his ambitious vision for a new Ghana, driven by his 16 Industrial Revolution strategy. He stated that under his leadership, job creation would no longer be just about employment, but about generating real wealth for Ghanaians. His mission is to end what he describes as the hand-to-mouth existence that many citizens are currently living. According to Bediako, while Ghanaians are working hard, they still struggle daily to make ends meet, a situation that he promises to change. He emphasized that his administration will focus on creating jobs that have significant economic impact, ensuring that workers not only survive but thrive in the economy. Speaking about Ghana's financial challenges, he noted that the country is often forced to take loans to pay salaries, particularly for ministries, police, and soldiers, instead of investing in sectors that can generate value and wealth. Bediako argued that this practice must end for Ghana to move forward. He further stressed the need for a liberator, someone who is both wise and bold enough to make tough decisions and steer the nation toward economic freedom. Bediako envisions a leader who can inspire hope and patriotism, particularly among the youth, and drive a movement of truth, honesty, and humility in governance. Will Bediako's New Force movement be the change Ghana needs? Only time will tell as we approach the upcoming elections.
The Ministry of Health has confirmed 2 new Mpox cases, raising the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 12. The cases were recorded in Nakuru and Kajiado, adding to previous cases spread across several counties, including Taita Taveta, Busia, Nairobi, Mombasa, Makueni, Bungoma, Kericho, and Kilifi. Health Cabinet Secretary Deborah Baresa revealed that 5 of the infected individuals are currently under medical management, while 7 others have fully recovered. Encouragingly, no deaths have been recorded. The ministry has identified 68 contacts of confirmed cases, 2 of whom have tested positive, with 6 others under active follow-up. Screening efforts continue at points of entry, with over 15,000 travelers checked in the past 24 hours, contributing to a cumulative total of over 1.1 million screenings. The Health Ministry urges all Kenyans to stay vigilant, observe preventive measures, and report any suspected cases. You can reach out to the authorities through the toll-free number 719 if you observe any symptoms. On a separate note, the ministry clarified that no cases of the Marburg virus disease have been detected in Kenya. Symptoms to watch for include high fever, muscle pain, vomiting, and in severe cases, bleeding.
In a heartbreaking story from Butler, Pennsylvania, Helen Compreto, the wife of a former volunteer fire chief, continues to grapple with the devastating loss of her husband, Cory Compreto, during an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump last July. Cory, the dedicated community member and ardent supporter of Trump, was tragically killed while shielding his family from gunfire as 20-year-old Thomas Crooks opened fire during a rally. The attack occurred just minutes into Trump's speech when Crooks fired 8 shots from a rooftop, one of which struck Cory fatally. Trump's right ear was grazed by another bullet, but he famously raised his fist and shouted "Fight" in defiance. Helen, speaking to the BBC, expressed her anger over the security failures that led to the tragic incident. "I'm angry because there were a lot of mistakes made that day, and it didn't have to happen," she said, emotionally recounting the moments leading up to her husband's death. The internal review conducted by the Secret Service pointed to multiple security lapses, including poor planning and communication failures that allowed the shooter to carry out the attack. As Trump prepares to return to the same site for another rally, Helen and other family members will be present as guests of the former president. Cory's memory was also honored at the Republican National Convention, where his fire chief's helmet and coat were displayed on stage during Trump's speech. Cory leaves behind his wife and 2 daughters, Allison and Kaylee, both of whom are still struggling with the loss as they attempt to return to work as nurses. Helen, devastated but guided by memories of Cory, shared the couple's deep connection and the many plans they had made for their future together. "He took care of me in so many ways that I didn't fully realize until now," she said tearfully.
Political tensions took a dramatic turn today at the Bomas of Kenya, where public participation in the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was underway. In a shocking incident, political activist Morara Kabeso found himself at the center of a violent attack by goons during the proceedings. Morara had arrived at the Bomas Hall to contribute to the discussions when chaos erupted. Eyewitnesses described chairs being thrown from all directions as an angry mob attempted to attack the activist. Video footage shows Morara, visibly shaken, trying to shield himself from the flying chairs as the violence escalated. He was eventually cornered by the mob, forcing him to seek refuge, but the gang continued their relentless pursuit down the hallway, with some even attempting to physically assault him. Amid the mayhem, the Ruaraka Member of Parliament TJ Kajwang could be heard on the microphone, seemingly inciting the mob with chants of "Nairobi Hoi" and encouraging the chaos. Addressing the incident shortly after, Morara took to social media to explain what led to the skirmish. He mentioned that he was barred from entering the venue initially and later denied access to the microphone inside the hall, which is when the violence broke out. He stated that he was hurt and headed to the hospital for treatment, but reassured his followers, saying, "I live to speak another day." Morara's participation today had a clear agenda. He had earlier stated that if Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua were to be removed from office, President William Ruto should also vacate his position, as they were elected together. The public participation in Gachagua's impeachment continues to unfold across various venues nationwide.
This is the end of the weekend news. My name is Suzanne Manyo Wusu, together with my colleague
Steve Omalo. Have a great weekend.